How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the latest ever episode of the League of Ireland's own podcast. This is the first episode that we're going to have on both YouTube and Spotify. So don't worry about that, boys. We're going to have the same podcast, the full episode that will be up on Spotify every week. And on YouTube now, we're going to segment it. So we're going to have certain parts of the show posted separately on YouTube. So today we have a lot to talk about. We have a special guest coming on. Daniel O'Reilly will be on with us tomorrow, the Drogheda United centre back. Whereas today, obviously, me and Dylan, how's it going, Dylan?
That's good now.
So we'll discuss team of the week. Yeah, I'm all good. We'll discuss team of the week, and then we'll go into reacting to the table predictions because we're sort of at a bit of a break now. There's no games this week, so we're going to talk about the table that we predicted at the start of the season, sort of talking through every team and how they've exceeded their expectations or maybe fallen short. And then finally, we'll just briefly talk about the Shamrock Rovers North Stand before leaving it. And then tomorrow, we're going to have the Daniel O'Reilly interview, but I think we're going to post it on the same day, then. Is it, or are we going to post the clip separately on different days?
We'll post on the same day.
Nice one. All right. So with that all said, boys, well, just boy in this case, we don't have Jonathan with us. We'll go to team of the week. So, Dylan, who's your goalkeeper for team of the week?
You can start off this week. You can start off with your team of the week this week.
All right, Grant. I went with McGinty in goal from Sligo. So, obviously, 2-1 for Sligo. Solid win.
Yeah.
I've heard it was a good game to watch, actually. 2 quick goals, literally one after another.
Yeah.
So, interesting game. From what I've heard, I thought McGinty had a solid game. Good distribution out the back, like he always is. Solid goalkeeper, as always. So, yeah, I went McGinty in goal. What about you?
Yeah, I went with McGinty as well. Like, there wasn't really any other keeper I could really go with. Really impressive in that game against Harps. We were lucky. If we didn't have him, I say we would have lost that game. There was a good few chances. Toomday was causing all kind of trouble up front. You know, he was getting in on McGinty a lot, and McGinty was coming out on top. There was at the end of the game, Harps were just pushing us in. They were playing the ball around our box. Did a good few chances. He pulled off some saves there, but the best save, I think, was Boyle, who got a header. It looked like he was destined for a goal, but McGinty got it away. It was an unreal save. Yeah, he's in my team of the week.
Yeah, solid. Like you said, I don't think there's too many goalkeepers to choose from this week. I was sort of struggling to get one. I was stuck between the two goalkeepers in that game, to be honest with you, McGinley and McGinty.
Yeah,
McGinty edges it for me. All right, so we'll move on to left back now. Who's your left back? Or do you want me to go first again?
you can go first of all.
The privilege. I appreciate it. So I went with Val Odigan. Is that his name? Adigan. Dundalk left back. He's only 19, I'm pretty sure. So he played a solid game. Really kept Billy King, Matty Smith, Ronan Coughlin very quiet. Some of his headers, oh my days. Has a strong head. Him and Nahum Melvin Lambert. They had a clash of heads, maybe 5 minutes left in the game. And you could hear from the camera, it seemed like a very hard collision. So he's definitely tough to continue through that header. So throughout the game, I thought it was pretty solid, like you said. Him, Andy Boyle, and really the whole Dundalk defence were pretty solid throughout the game. They sort of sat back a little bit more than I thought they would, but at the end of the day, it worked pretty well. And Val Odigan definitely in my team. Who's your left back?
Yeah, I went with him as well. I thought he was very good there at the weekend. I mean, what else could I say? You've covered it all. You know.
Yeah.
He played. I only really noticed him that time he played them away in Oriel Park. I seen him on the pitch. I thought he was very good. You know, he's starting to pick up a bit now. Yeah, he looks a good player, and
yeah,
he was in my team of the week.
The Dock, actually, they get a lot of criticism for their academy. They haven't really brought too many players through, but this guy definitely seems like he could be the first one to really break through. He definitely looks like a top player.
Yeah.
All right, now centre backs. I'll give you the two of my centre backs at the same time. So I went with Andy Boyle, obviously at Dundalk as well. Stormer played so well, probably best player on the park in that game. Really good. And then I went with O'Driscoll from Longford. I thought, although Longford conceded in the last second of the game, literally last kick of the game, against Shamrock Rovers, I thought he was very good. A lot of headers. Rovers, they're two overlapping fullbacks. They are very good at crossing the ball in early. I thought Gannon played well for Rovers. He just missed out on my team. But O'Driscoll was solid throughout the game. Him and I think it was it McElhenney? Or not McElhenney. Oh, I'm not forgetting. The other
I can't
Longford centre back. Yeah, they're pretty good anyway. I think O'Driscoll just edges it. Also, he's a tall lad. He was very big of a threat for corners for Longford. Very good. So he's definitely in my team. And then obviously Andy Boyle. Andy Boyle, amazing, like I said. So they're my two anyway. Off to you.
I went Boyle as well. I thought he played very good. You know, he hasn't had the best of seasons this season, but he was really impressive in that game against Pats. And then I went with Feely. I thought he was good this weekend for both. Really performed. He has done multiple times this season. He's been very impressive. So he's
Yeah.
on my team pick this week.
Yeah, actually, both have a bit of a problem at centre back. They were playing either Kieran Kelly or Affinity along with Cornwall. And to be honest with you, I don't think they both really stood out too much. So now they're playing Feely centre back and obviously Andy Lyons right back.
Yeah.
It's been working a lot better for them. Feely's definitely stepped up, who I assumed would be a right back. So definitely doing a good job at centre back anyway. All right, now right back. For me, I went with Feely's competitor at right back. I went with Andy Boyle. He obviously scored a goal, which was
You
pretty
mean
good
Lions,
goal.
not Boyle?
What?
You said Boyle.
Lions. You know what I'm on about. So, so Andy Lyons anyway, yeah. So I think he was solid, scored a goal. To be honest, I don't think Waterford were really attacking too much, but whenever he had anything to deal with, he dealt with it pretty comfortably.
Yeah.
Solid game. I think the goal really just edges it for me. Gets him in the team ahead of the likes of Lewis Banks, who was obviously solid for Sligo. Lyons,
Yeah,
not
well,
Banks.
on the topic of Lewis Banks, I put him in at right back.
Yeah, fair.
I see people complaining about his performance, but I thought he played very well. You know, he lost the ball a couple of times, but you can't keep the ball every time you get it. Obviously, then he scored a goal which won us the game there from a corner. It was a bit of a pinball in the box. Mahan headed it back in. Gibson went for a bicycle kick, hit his toe and bounced in, and Banks caught it on his weaker foot actually. Put it past McGinley. It was a good goal to be fair. So yeah, impressive Banks. You know him, and we got two good right backs there. Bit of competition, Banks and Horgan. So to be honest, I don't really know who I want to start more often. It doesn't really matter to be honest. They're both unreal.
Just briefly, Dylan, I heard a few rumours that Regan Donlan, obviously our backup left back, I heard that Galway are sort of interested in that. Maybe a loan deal. He's still under contract at Sligo, but I heard that.
He's kind of new one there, start of season. He hasn't
Yeah,
been I doubt he will.
I thought I might have seen this. I think it was only 2 appearances off the bench for him, is it?
Yeah.
Crazy. So who's ahead of him there? It's McCourt.
More court, yeah.
Yeah, McCourt's at a great start to the season. So yeah, maybe a loan to someone like Galway wouldn't be a bad move for him anyway. So
Maybe
all right.
permanent afterwards if he performs out
Yeah.
there. If McCourt stays, he won't be getting in.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty good when he played last season. To be honest with you,
He was. He's good. He's a good player. It's just McCourt's above him.
next level. Yeah. All right. Midfield 3. I have sort of 2 deeper. Well, not really deeper. They're all pretty attacking. So I guess I'll do all 3 at the same time. So I went with Will Patching of Derry. I thought he was solid. Will Patching, he's really come into his own at Derry.
Yeah.
I think we briefly touched on it last week. It's a crime that Dundalk have let him go. He seems to be absolutely flying, and he'd be a great addition to Dundalk, who obviously have him out on loan at Derry. Definitely, I think he's a threat from penalties and corners as well. His deliveries from corners are perfect. Him and Owen Tall, I think I said it before. What a combination for corners. Yeah, it's brilliant. And then obviously his penalties, I think he hasn't missed a penalty yet. Derry seem to get a lot of penalties. I've noticed this,
They do.
And luckily they have Patching to put them away most times. So that's that anyway. And then I went with the 2 Bohemians boys. I went with Dawson Devoy and Ross Tierney. Dawson Devoy, played the Stormer. He hasn't really featured at the start of the season, but now ever since he's come into the team, they seem to really have found a good spot for him. He usually plays in between the striker, in behind the striker.
Yeah.
But for this game, he played a bit deeper. I thought he was solid. I think maybe Keith Long didn't see the need to play with a deeper midfielder, along with Buckley, because to be honest with you, like I said before, Waterford really didn't threaten. So they had Devoy and Tierney. Tierney pushed up a little bit more. Tierney was amazing, constantly helping Kelly out, doing all his running because Kelly's a bit more of a target man. So Him and Tierney definitely are a good mix, and obviously Dawson did the boy a bit deeper, unlocking the defence who were sitting back at the start. So yeah, all good. What about you? Who's your midfield three?
I've also gone with Patchen and the boy. Patchen, he's been very good this season. Really impressed, as you're saying, his corners, delivery from corners, his penalties, just been unreal, and it's crime that Dundalk let him go, especially on loan as well. Like,
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if they brought him back now, coming up into next month. Then the boy, he's been unreal again as well this season. You said it yourself there, and then I've gone with Bolger.
yeah, solid.
I don't think he's played a bad game this season at all.
What's on?
He's him and Buckley are the most consistent players I've seen in a long while in this club. Bolger's just been unreal. He's really controlling that midfield. Like, you can see why me and Buckley brought him in. He's a proper leader. If someone's not playing well near him, he makes them look like they're playing well. If you know what I mean. He
I get you.
gives them that boost, and he was up and down the pitch that whole game. 1 minute he's attacking, 1 minute he's defending. It's just unreal. What a signing!
Yeah, he's fucking amazing, to be fair. I think Bolger overall. Once again, I think Rovers probably regret letting him go, to be honest with you. Shamrock Rovers, in that case, not Sligo.
They could do with him right now, I'd say.
They have a few injuries in the middle as well. They're playing with Gary O'Neill and Mandrew. Mandrew is a deep midfielder. I think they definitely would have hoped that they had Bolger. Even against Sligo there. If Bolger was in a green and white shirt,
yeah,
that game could have ended a different way.
Could have indeed. But he's not. He's in red and white. That's indeed all that matters.
All right, nice one. So, front three now. I'll go left mid first. So, left mid for me, I've went with Doyle of Drogheda. I think he was very good. Obviously got his goal.
Yeah, he's been getting a lot of goals this season as well. I think he's a top scorer, isn't he?
He could be, yeah.
I think he scored I think he's top scorer with 7, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So he's definitely made the step up from First Division to Premier Division. Obviously, Player of the Year last season in the First Division. And he's definitely stepped up. Very solid out wide, very tricky for fullbacks to mark. He really is. I'm very surprised with how good he's been. Obviously, dribbling and as well, he can finish, like you said, top scorer in the league. I don't think many people would have expected that at the start of the season. So definitely fair play to him. But him, although he's amazing, he sort of reflects on the Drogheda team as a whole that creates so many chances. They always seem to have 3 or 4 players in an overload in the box every single time. Really, the way Tim Clancy plays, you have to respect it. For a newly promoted team to be this attacking, it's brilliant. It's like tiki-taka stuff. Barcelona.
Yeah.
So, and then when we right mid, I was sort of struggling, to be honest, at right mid. So I went with a striker at right mid. So hopefully you won't give out to me too much for that one. I went with Akinade. Akintunde.
Yeah. Akinade, jeez, don't.
He's well gone now at this stage. Akintunde anyway. So obviously he played in a front two with Parkhouse. Definitely thought he was the better striker in that too. Been solid all season. Definitely stepped up when Parkhouse probably hasn't. Parkhouse hasn't got a goal yet this season.
Parkhouse has been very disappointing.
Hasn't got a goal. Considering how good he was.
He was actually, he had the highest odds to be top scorer by the end of the season. Anybody put money on him, God help you.
Yeah, but definitely Akintunde stepped up when the Derry probably needed a striker. Ever since Devine has left and Roy Higgins has come in, he's definitely brought his game to another level. And I definitely think if they can keep Akintunde,
go
on, they'll definitely avoid relegation and avoid that playoff, which I'm sure not ideal for Derry fans.
I'm pretty sure they will. I'm 99% sure they'll avoid
it's a bit of a gap forming now anyway, and I think it's a lot down to Akintunde, not Akinade.
Yeah.
I think, where's Akinade now? He's over in Vietnam, I think, is he?
Oh, I haven't a clue, to be honest, where he is.
He's long gone anyway. Yeah. He could be returning. And then for me, striker, I went with Owolabi from Finn Harps. He's one of the players, to be honest. Maybe haven't heard too much about him with Adam Foley doing so well early on. Yeah. Foley played right mid in this game, didn't he, Dylan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that worked pretty well. I think obviously Owalabi he scored right after the Sligo goal, literally right from kick off. It was
I was
very
cra-
good.
I was cracking.
Sure you were. So I thought that really was a vital goal in the game.
It
Obviously, I think
wasn't a bad goal as well. To be fair,
it
like
was a
it was
great
good.
goal actually. Yeah,
Good play. Good. Team goal.
yeah,
Foley going down the side, then cutting it in. Could have
good
defended
crossing.
better, but
Yeah,
what can you do?
and see, I think as well. No disrespect to Finn Harps there, but if you get one up on Finn Harps and Finn Harps don't score right after, you can sort of maybe solidify your lead and
Oh yeah,
sort of
100%.
be a bit more comfortable. So with them
When
scoring
they
right
scored
after,
that, I was getting kind of nervous because it's Finn Harps. You know what to expect from Finn Harps.
yeah, it's definitely a good performance, and I hope they sort of play with Owalabi and then Foley on the right again because it definitely worked pretty well. All
Yeah.
right, so now to your front three.
Left wing, I've gone Doyle as well.
Yeah, solid
Not
there.
real this season. It was class again there at the weekend. He hasn't. They might have lost, but Doyle, no matter how bad Drogheda played themselves, he's always playing good. He got a goal again, top scorer, I believe. Then at right wing, I've actually gone Foley. I thought
Yeah,
he played very, very good out there on the right. It's not. He's playing more, central this season, and then he went that right. He's been very, very good. Actually, I think he was right as well against Waterford where he scored
yeah,
that
you're right.
very good goal against Waterford as well. But yeah, Toffoli was good. He got an assist. Then a striker, I've gone with another striker from that game. I was gonna, if it wasn't for the red card, I would have said Parks, because I thought
Yeah,
he probably would have got another goal. I thought he played very, very good. That goal he scored was very good, but I went with Tunde Owolabi. It's unreal. I didn't think he was this good. I was talking to people during the match who were saying he was class. Like Sligo fans saying it to me. He had the ball in the net 3 times. Only one of them stood.
yeah,
He had a chance a few minutes after the first goal, and McGinty somehow got a hand up save, another class save by McGinty. There was another one where the ball was played into the box by Foley again, I think. Easily could have scored, put it wide. Yeah, I thought Tunde was unreal. He's had some criticism this season, from certain people. He really surprised me there at the weekend. And I was really, every time he got the ball, I was kind of, like, oh shit, he's going to score.
yeah, fair.
Yeah, really nerve-wracking game with him up front, but we got through it. We got the 3 points.
I could be wrong here. Did he come in from England? I think he came in
No,
from
I think he came in from Belgium, was it? Or is he Belgium?
Belgium. That was it. Yeah, it was some. Nah, he's Belgian, but
Yeah, he is
I could be
Belgium,
wrong.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, definitely want to look out for it. I hope he stays in the league because, like you said,
Oh, no, actually, he came from Hamilton.
Yeah, you're right. Actually,
Yeah, he came from Hamilton, but he started off in Belgium.
Yeah, solid. Very good, actually. So hopefully he stays in the league because there isn't too many natural goal scorers in the league. And if Finn Harps have both Adam Foley and they keep this kid from Hamilton, like you said, Owalabi, they're definitely in for a solid season because obviously I think it's fair to say Finn Harps, they're usually a team that people associate with just, a solid defence.
Yeah.
But if they can get 2 solid strikers that can score, on the counter.
Like they have a brilliant team, like.
They
You
do.
look at it all around, they've got Barry McNamee in midfield as well. They've got Coyle in midfield.
Seymour.
He has his game most of the time.
Seymour. Mark Russell.
Yeah,
Great
Mark
team.
Russell. But then they've got some players on the bench, like Conley. He's kind of past it now a bit, but he can come on. He can make the difference sometimes.
I like Tony McNamee as well. Good choice.
Yeah, Tony McNamee. I was going to say him. He came on and he looked good.
And then obviously Siddiqui and Webster, who are really, the 2 blocks that sort of let this Finn Harps team play. They're so solid. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely. All right, so that's that anyway. Team of the week done.